your day be as fun and glad as mine is by the end of it. Wouldn't that be great if we all felt like that? Oh, well, we can. We all just have to agree that we can, on an individual yet collective level. How does that work? Stop downgrading other people, stop judging people so hard, and consider yourself in that platform. Perhaps that would allow you to see things from maybe a perspective that maybe you weren't thinking of. Perhaps that's exactly what you need. You'll find that when you do your own research, you'll find the true answers that you want. And the closer you get to that aspect of me, you'll find that me is we. And we are all essentially one. So essentially your me version of yourself affects us all. For all of us. Didn't I just said that, yes. Pay it forward and spread the love. For not just yourself, but for all of us. For yourself. For all of us. If you want to try and find yourself coming from nothing in your past, then stay tuned. Perhaps by the end of this, you'll think maybe just a little bit differently than perhaps you might have before. And that's the whole point of this video. Stick around. If you liked the video, please like, share, and subscribe down below.
Warning. The following material may be offensive to some viewers. However, this information is based off of opinions and theories. Your discretion is advised.
Oh, it's too late for me. I'm too old to change. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. It's really never too late for anything that we strive to create within, and that comes from our hearts, because our hearts are essentially that of love, because it took love essentially to create this life in some form or another. As disgusting as some of that might seem, but true. And if we continue to make excuses, and if we continue to blame, if we continue to judge, and we continue to look downly and disrespect others, then we find that essentially we're destroying ourselves, because that which we reflect is that which we choose to see. And if everything's falling apart around us because of us, then eventually that reflects at us, and everything around us reflects back and destroys us. Have you ever felt like that? Yep, I know I have, and I can admit that. Why, like, if you can't admit that, then you can't admit truth. What about me, or about yourself? No, about yourself also, in addition to the whole equation. That's the oneness of it all. That's how the connection serves us for the reflection of how we want to be perceived, essentially. Yeah, it has many different variations, but essentially when you look at the core fundamental of how it all spreads out, it's essentially that of which we all relate to, society. You're not a selfish person. You relate to society, and thus you are a part of society. Thus, you are a reflection of society. So whether you're complaining about how society's treating you, it's treating you so bad, you're playing the victim role, and you're going to continue to want to play a victim role, and that's why you never get out of it and you stay stuck. You just choose to look at it as a game that it is, then you see that you start to find patterns, and you can figure out the rhythm and for things, and always expect the unexpected. Where things can go wrong, they most likely probably will, because somewhere in society somebody's thinking about that, and it's connected to your energy, and it's pulling you into it, and once you get connected to that, or that scenario or situation, now you're a victim of it. Because now you're placating to all its pulls, and it's, oh, come this way, come that way, and come this way. It's take, with very few gives. And that's why probably perhaps you're so upset and angry most of the time. You don't know why, you haven't figured it out yet. So hopefully that will help you grasp and get a better understanding of where you personally need to go in your own life. Not what I tell you, but finding your own direction, your own route, so that you can best benefit and help the platform that you are on for not only yourself and your family, so that that leads back to and spills into the economy of us. Perhaps you are a reflection of me, and I am a reflection of we. Therefore, me can be said from a distance of we, and we is the crowd for all of us. So essentially, you've referred to your group as our group or us or we're going. So you've already taken that we into accountability, because that we is related to me, because you makes up the group and you is a part of us. So therefore, we all make up the group and we all live in this platform foundation. So rather than destroying it and wanting to kill off perhaps your friends and family, then turn that against those that truly deserve it. Why not? It's in the amendment, is it not? The Constitution states it purpose like clear as day. How does it go? Something like, and don't quote me on this, but if the leaders of a country are not for the people as they're claiming to be, then those people have the right to revolt and overthrow such parties. Therefore, it's in our Constitution. Look it up. I'm not making this up. Go look at it right now. Right now. There's a link below in the description. So go find it and enjoy your little severance pay with that check. That's the point. They want you to get angry. All these get angry about it. Yeah, we'll get angry for a little bit, but don't hold that against your brothers and sisters that are striving to build these businesses and striving to build their own businesses or their own feel good about themselves structures. Why tear those structures down? It just helps tear you down. So perhaps stop tearing yourself down. Perhaps it'll be a chain effect and other people will stop tearing you down and making you feel bad. Perhaps your attitude about the situation is always what you've gotten from the situation. As thou shalt give, thou shalt receive. So if you give hate, expect hate from a lot. If you give love, expect love from a lot. But what is hate and what is love? Aren't they two different things from the same polarity? They're on the same line. It's just like the scale. So it's like positive and negative. Okay? Love, hate, masculine, feminine. When the male is taking up too much of it, then the female spills onto him and he doesn't like it so much. When people are singling out a certain race or country, then that certain race or country reflects back all that's spilling onto them. And eventually when things level back out and go in a certain direction, then they feel they have the right to spill it back. And is that necessary? Does that necessarily call for evolution? Perhaps is it something that you were programmed with back in your early educational days? Or if you're in school now, pay attention to what you're being taught. Get involved and ask your parents perhaps about, hey, mom, dad, we learned about this thing. How does this actually relate to anything you've ever done in life? And see what they say. Draw your own conclusions. Regardless, at the end of the day, your parents' best wish is for the betterment of their children. They want you to be better than they are. So don't look at it as, oh, I hate my dad because he's being mean to me. No, your dad is pushing you in a sense, just like he's being pushed. And who's he being pushed by? It goes all the way up the ladder. Well, who's in charge of this government currently? I mean, think about that one for a bit. Why are they teaching you history? Because they want you to learn from it? Or do they want you to perpetuate it? Because if it's on your mind, then you have the potentiality of perpetuating what's on your mind and what you're being taught and what you have to study for. And if you're studying for all these wars and complications of how things ever were, then how are we ever going to get forward if we're always studying and keeping war on these kids' minds? Because these kids are eventually going to be in office, police officers, nurses, doctors, the ones that are going to help you. You really want them programmed like this? Ask yourself as a student, do you really want to be programmed like this? How are you being taught? Is what you're being taught relative to how you want to do things in life? Or is it just totally unnecessary and you're being made to do something and your grades may be failing, or you may be doing good? You could be doing good. You could be doing really bad. Doesn't matter. If you're doing really good, then stick to what you're doing and continue, and then try to learn something maybe along the way that maybe you might find you like a little better, perhaps. Be open to suggestion without it's constructive criticism. But so don't take it badly, even though you want to get mad because why is this person that I say care about me all saying these things about me like this now? And holding on to that attitude and belief is just going to keep you there longer. Why keep yourself locked in your own personal prison? Allow yourself to enjoy life. That's the experience. That's what we're here for, perhaps. Learn from this, learn from that, put it all together and make you become present. Creation. But it takes a lot of destruction to get there, just like building a building. They got to have a plan. People have to come in. So many people are involved in this one building. So as many people there are in these different cities and structures and towns, and doesn't matter, there are so many people putting that one structure together. So every idea is a lot of ideas coming together to create one central blast in your face. And what you see is what you get. And what you give is what you'll receive. So be better to yourself. Because being better to yourself is being better to all of us. Because it reflects back and then it keeps going and then it just gets brighter and happier and everybody's just all in a great trance. And then something like in the news comes up and makes you go, and all these different trends that we're trying to follow get brought up. And then this and how this is affecting that. But it's literally just a blinder to keep you stuck perhaps in a certain frame of mind. Maybe they want you in the dark so that you can't find your way out. Or maybe they want you in the dark so that you will find your way out and the elite find their way out. If you're not elite, you get stuck, lost, or you die in the process. But if you can stick with it, you'll get out and become that of which monitors everything in the cage. Kind of like a cage for an animal that you have at home, like a little gerbil or fish or something. You become the observer. Everything else in the tank is the fish. And right now, perhaps, do you think the low class is that school of fish? Makes sense, maybe. School of fish. Don't beat yourself up. Keep striving to do what you want to do and makes you happy. And ask your parents and talk to them a lot and figure out what needs to go. I don't care if you're 39 years old. I don't care if you're 50. I don't care if you're 12. I don't care if you're 8 or 9 or however. Your parents, if they're still there, or that which you call parent, listen to them because they want to see you do better than they ever did. Ask them that. And click the link below to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. Have a wonderful and lovely day.